Final community, what's up, man? It's Chris back here making another video for you. Another contest entry. It seems like there's been some good ones lately. This one's going for Andy's Vinyl Den 777 sub contest. Congrats, Andy. I enjoy your channel. I have not picked up a copy of Tales from the Dead Wax yet, but I will do that, and looking forward to number 2 as well. Seems like I'm the only one that hasn't picked it up from the turnout of things, but anyways, your contest was to make a mixtape of just, your favorite genre of music, or, if you were going to make a mixtape for somebody, what would you put on it? So I know a lot of people have done different things. Mr. Hall of Fame did some hip-hop, which is very cool. Shamrock and Records, the Celtic rock. So I kind of want to do something different too. I didn't notice anybody doing this. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened, but I chose punk. That can be a wide range of things from, early punk to, obviously I'm a lot younger, so I got some different kind of stuff on here that maybe some of you guys haven't heard, maybe you have, but so let's get going. It's my first time doing some needle drops as well, so hopefully that works out. So first thing, I got Blink-182 playing in the background, Enema of the State. Figure have some punk music playing while I'm talking about punk. But the first album I'm going to be talking about, and you guys can take a listen, will be the Descendants. This is on their live album. This is actually 1987, up in Minneapolis. The song I chose on here was I Don't Want to Grow Up. That's actually on their second album, all the way back from 1984, I believe. I mean, it was an old album. I've always liked the Descendants, obviously not when I was, that young, but as I got older and got into punk music, Descendants, their later album in the 90s was excellent. Everything Sucks, Milo Goes to College. I mean, they have so many good albums. So here you go, I got you a listen of I Don't Want to Grow Up. Next up, really a band that really needs no introduction in the punk world, I would think anyway. Kind of one of the only bands that never really went on the radio for punk. They had plenty of opportunities, but that's NoFX. And this album is So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. It came out in 1997, so I was in high school, but a lot of people pick Punk and Drublick and some of the earlier stuff, but this album, I mean, it's kind of right when I got into punk. That's the first time I saw them on tour as well, so it kind of means, more to me, this album, than other albums. So a lot of good songs on here. They've always been pretty anti-government, obviously. The punk movement's always kind of been like that, but they have a song here, Murder of the Government. But the song I'm going to give you is called I'm Telling Tim. You can see all the songs are pretty short. I'm Telling Tim is just in your face punk rock music. Fat Mike is just, I don't know, he just brings it, and I enjoy it. So hope you enjoy it as well. There you go. All right, next for you, I have arguably my favorite punk rock band. Once again, you can. It's like jazz. When you get into punk, everything kind of, you start finding out about other bands that are on the same label and stuff, and that's how I kind of found these guys. They're actually from Sweden. It's a band called Millon. They are my favorite punk band. They have about 6 or 7 albums, I want to say, studio albums, and a couple EPs and singles and stuff. But this is off their, I want to say, 3rd album. I'm pretty sure. 3rd album, Four Monkeys. The song I chose on here was Losing Must. It's just kind of a, I don't know, I want to say important song in my life, but definitely in high school, this record was on quite a bit, going snowboarding and, just having it on in your headphones and stuff, and just to get me pumped up to go on the hill. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Here is Millon, Four Monkeys. Or that's the album, but Losing Must is the song.
When I am losing my to the conversation, not to use my imagination, to the things around me, cause I'm as old as monkey soul. Circles on and I feel smaller, but the front of me thing is taller when I open my mouth again, to tell them something more. The yes to me was rock the storm, rock the storm, can't be wrong. You losing us, yeah, you lose interest in yourself, rock the storm. Well, I have this girl and I make her crazy. When I'm dressed in funny lazy, and I just keep on pushing her. But I'm not sure about how she feels about it. But there are keys my struggling. What makes my stomach bubbling back to hard time really makes me sad. We had some fucked up years. No stop to wipe away.
All right, next, moving on, we have it kind of started off a Christian punk band, and one of my friends' parents was a pastor, so he was kind of, only allowed to listen to certain music. So obviously he liked punk, like the rest of us, but he kind of got into the, Tooth and Nail Records, which was the Christian label at the time. A lot of you might know Dokken was on Tooth and Nail as well. But this band is MxPx, and this album is Life in General. This is their 2nd full album. First one was Poking At Ya, but this is their 2nd album, Life in General. This is from 1996, also when I was in high school, obviously. But this, if I was stranded on a desert island, people always say 5 albums that you could take. This is one of them. I don't know if you guys will like it as much as I do, but if from start to finish, I could just listen to it 5 times in a row, and it puts me in a great mood. And the song I chose for you guys is on the 2nd side. It's called Today's in My Way. Obviously, I just got this on vinyl a couple years ago. It's very hard to find, and when you find it, it's pretty expensive. But I just kind of stepped up to the plate. Like I said, it's a top 5 album, so how can I not have it in my collection, right? So here's MxPx, Today's in My Way. So, like I was saying before, when you get in the punk world, it's kind of like jazz, and you just kind of start meeting other bands. Well, like I said, when I saw MxPx in concert on their 1997 tour for So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, this band opened up for them, and that's how I heard about them, and I just started buying all their stuff. That band is No Use for a Name. This album is Making Friends. I believe this is their third album. They're on Fat Records as well, Fat Mike's label from NoFX. I want to say this is their third album, but Tony Sly, lead singer, great vocals. He passed away about 7 or 8 years ago, so we won't be getting any new music from him, but I am trying to find all their albums on vinyl. Not all of them are pressed on vinyl. I know some of the earlier ones aren't. I know Leche Con Carne is their album before this one, and that's on vinyl. But the song I chose for you, one of my favorite punk songs of all time. It's almost kind of on the edge of being punk, but it's more rock, I guess. But the song is On the Outside. Sorry, guys. So enjoy No Use for a Name, On the Outside.
Let me just say, when you're outside, you're inside because you're always inside your house.
After all that's happened, what is it that we gained? I made mistakes before and never lived the town. After all you've done for me, not found. So sad, not I just see you on the outside, but we can't both be safe. No speaking for myself. I'm bleeding on the inside, like you might have been, but now I know I'll never be the same.
Alright, so now we're getting into some stuff that a lot of you guys have probably heard before. Maybe not this song in particular, but I know you've heard the band before, just being on the radio and stuff. These guys started, lead singer Tim Armstrong was in Operation Ivy, which was one of the first U.S. punk bands to come out. There's actually a good documentary, I think I watched it on YouTube, about the early punk scene up in San Francisco, where Operation Ivy started, and just kind of started as on a whim. Green Day got their start up there as well. I think it was Gimbal Avenue or something like that in San Francisco. There's a club there, and a lot of punk bands, early punk bands, got their start up there. So if you can, check it out. But so obviously the band I chose, Operation Ivy, kind of turned into Rancid, and it's my favorite Rancid album. And Out Come the Wolves. This is a repress, or crazy 20th anniversary. I got this shipped all the way from the UK. This is a Europe release on Epitaph, gold, but a lot of hits on here. The Roots Radicals, Time Bomb, Ruby Soho. Obviously, most people have heard that song, but the song I chose for you is my favorite Rancid song, and that is Olympia, Washington. So here you go. Here's a listen for Rancid, Olympia, Washington. Enjoy.